Gentlemen, welcome to episode 29 of Speak on It, the Eric Dickerson episode, the Earl Thomas episode, the Eric Berry episode. I did my homework this week. Got some dropping some heat this week.
Yo, speaking of Eric Berry, is it crazy that you remember all those good Chiefs teams before Mahomes got there? Like all those really good Chiefs teams that just couldn't get over the hump. He was on them teams, and he was a really
the leader of those teams.
He was a really good player. And it's crazy this guy Mahomes comes in and they win a Super Bowl like 2 years later, and I don't think he was on the team for it.
I don't think so either. I'd be hurt. I think Honey Badger replaced him right on the roster. I think that was kind of the upgrade because he had cancer, right? And then he left and he came back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He was even good when he came back, too.
Yeah, he was still good when he came back.
Yo, that was the year that wasn't Alex Smith's one of his last runs as a Chiefs quarterback. They let that crazy comeback against the Colts. Am I thinking?
Yeah. No. Did the Colts either come back against them? Oh. I remember Andrew Luck fumbling, like the running back fumbling a snap and it lands in Luck's arms and he runs in for the touchdown.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, I think the Chiefs blew that lead. I'm your host, Danny Ocean. Say what?
I said no. Actually, that is what happened.
Yeah. And always I'm joined by the smoothest man on the planet, Losty Mix. How you living, baby?
Hey, man, you already know, man. When you see this nice fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother, Los D Mix. As always, my brother, Danny Ocean. It's a blessing to be here with you. We living, we live. Hey, man. Shout out to everyone, all the listeners out here. Shout out to all the peoples. Shout out to everyone showing love out here in the chat, out here on social media. It's been a good week, man. I've been living it up in these last 7 days. How you been?
I'm doing great, man. You know, everyone who's watching and catching the restream, you see tonight we're talking about the AFC North, talking about this Jake Paul fight. We're going to talk about Donda. We're going to talk about high school football with grown men and acting as high schoolers.
Yes. We can't even read it without laughing. Yo, Bishop Sycamore, what is going on? Now we're going to talk about it later. What is going on?
What is going on in these high school football streets?
How the hell do you do that?
Shit, I don't know.
Yo. You think that school was receiving money from the government for taxes?
No, don't worry. Like the whoever's in charge of that school, quote, air quotes, they ain't heard from the government yet. Like they just getting like it's only gonna get worse.
So you think they was taking because schools get money from the government?
I think public schools do, not private schools. I think they were like a private chartered school.
Oh, you know what?
We'll get to them later though, because it's too funny to not talk about it for at least 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, where we starting out with there.
So a little housekeeping first. Of course, the show is brought to you by GoingFor2.com. It's football season. However, GoingFor2.com for all your fantasy needs. Chat is open. If you talk, we talk back.
All day.
Yeah, let's get cracking. You ready?
Yo, before I get into it, so I've been starting my fantasy football drafts, right? Mm-hmm. I had one a couple nights ago, and let me tell you something. This is probably my least pain. Like my least amount of money is in this league total. I jump into the damn draft room. I got the number 1 overall pick. Man, let me tell you something. When I tell you that roster, it's something.
Who'd you pick 1 overall? Who was 1-1?
Come on now. I'm not crazy. I'm easily taking Christian McCaffrey number 1.
So it's funny. I was in a draft and I completely forgot until the very end. And I have by far the best roster out of anyone. Like I have McCaffrey. I have to pull up like my roster. I pulled it up and I was like, are we sure? Because this money is going to charity. And I kind of want to be like, I don't want it to go to charity anymore. Fuck them kids. I need this money. It's like that.
FTK?
Yeah, FTK.
Yeah. Nah, sometimes I feel that when like they be playing for like charities and whatnot, I'll be like, man. Nah. I think my first round pick was Christian McCaffrey. Then my second round pick was Terry McLaurin.
Whoa.
Then I got George Kittle top of the third, and then I
Oh.
came back with Cooper Kupp.
Oh, how many people in this league?
12.
12. Our draft is Saturday.
Oh, in my league, yeah, it's Sunday. Yo, I was honestly, I'm probably gonna wait till Thursday to send out the reminder for everyone to, you know what I'm saying, make sure they pay their money. But
Yeah, I need to send you my money.
yeah,
I will. I will tonight.
right,
Hold me to it.
All right, boxing though.
Yeah, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this boxing match, if that's what you want to call it. So over the weekend, Tyron Woodley lost via split decision to Jake Paul, who is now 4-0 in his career.
Where are we at in the world?
Where are we at in the world? That should be the question. But does this win make Jake Paul a legitimate threat in boxing, or are these people getting paid to throw these fights?
Tyron Woodley had this man on the ropes after catching him with a good shot and decided, I don't want to try to knock him out. These people are getting paid to throw these fights. And I think the worse you throw them, the more money you get. Tyron Woodley went out split decision. They probably cut him something nice. But buddy, he knocked out. Come on, man. You couldn't tell me they didn't give that man a fat check. They doing this on purpose. And I think I'm seeing the writing on the wall. I think I'm seeing the plan. Let me run through what I think this plan is. I think the plan is to market said boxers as legitimate threats, then, with the help of Triller, paying these legitimate threats a crazy amount of money to basically make it a fight, but lose. And the only person who was basically like, nah, that ain't happening, Captain, was Floyd. And Floyd just worked him. Man, Floyd didn't even train for that fight. Floyd just worked him. That was a sparring session for him. He worked him. They doing this for money. There's no way Tyron Woodley shouldn't have knocked him out. First off, what were the judges looking at? You know what? This does not make him a legit. If he's a legitimate boxer, then damn it, the dudes out here fighting out here, they legitimate. Like every bar fighter in America should be a legitimate boxing contender. Shit.
So I don't watch a lot of boxing, but I didn't pay for this. I kind of caught clips on Twitter, and this man ain't a real fighter. Come on, dog. Like, coming from a guy who really doesn't know a lot about boxers, I know one thing. I know dudes who can fight and dudes who can't fight, and Jake Paul is not a real fighter. Anyway, y'all tell me what, like you said, I saw that part when Willie had him on the ropes, hit him straight in the face. Jake damn near fell through the ropes like the Royal Rumble, like he cheating. And instead of going over the top rope, he trying to slide through the middle rope and relax, and then he just let him up. That wasn't real, man. Jake Paul, I don't think Jake Paul's a real fighter. Like, who's he fighting next? Is he fighting Woodley again, or is it I think he and Woodley gonna run it back, which is fine.
No. No.
Stop. I'll say this: don't waste your money buying that fight. I never bought fights. My father was a big boxing fan. He would buy some fights and have watch parties. But in the year,
do you remember the last pay-per-view that you bought?
No, spoiler. I've never bought a pay-per-view in my life.
What a criminal! I think the last pay-per-view that I bought might have been a WWE pay-per-view, Survivor Series 2010. It may have been.
I have never for professional wrestling. My uncle was a big fan, so he would buy them. And I would just go to his crib and watch with him and his son. No, dog. I
was one of them ones who never bought pay-per-views, and I'd have to wait until the next Monday to find out the scoop. And then when they dropped the WWE Network, I said, "Shit, this a month to get all the pay-per-views? That's what sold me." Then they added all the playbacks of all the old stuff. I said, "Yeah, I need that. And now I'm mad that they've done this Peacock bull. I still haven't forgiven the WWE for moving everything to Peacock. And so I just haven't gotten a Peacock yet. Pause.
and I knew it was coming.
I mean, like, I gotta say it. Like, I don't know.
So who should Jake Paul fight next then?
Vince McMahon.
I high-key wish Kimbo Slice was still alive.
For the Universal title, Vince McMahon, Jake Paul, winner takes control of the WWE. Come on, man. That's where we at. That's where we at. Jake Paul versus Vince McMahon, winner take all championship. I don't know.
Survivor Series. No, that should be in Saudi Arabia.
That's basically where we're at with some of these combat sports. It's just violent WWE. Maybe not the UFC because they be beating the hell out of each other.
UFC.
They be beating the hell out of each other.
I can never watch UFC.
Speaking of which, did you see the heavyweights?
Nah, I missed it.
There was a heavyweight. There was like a fight or two before the Jake Paul fight. It was 2 heavyweights. Man, Joker got knocked out in 8 seconds.
See, that's another thing about buying fights, man. Like, you want me to drop $50 and then
to watch them walk in there and get knocked out in 10 seconds. Son, did you imagine back in the day when folks was buying Mike Tyson fights for Buddy to get knocked out in maybe like 30 seconds? Nah.
Well, at some point in time, you had to know that was coming, and that's why you paid it, because you want to see someone get knocked. You ain't never seen no one get knocked out like the way Mike Tyson was knocking people out. I understand that. I would pay Mike Tyson today. The first pay-per-view in my life I buy is to watch Mike Tyson go punch Jake Paul right in the face.
Hey, they paying for the ass whooping and the ass whooping only. Ain't got no time expiration on it.
No. Hey, dog. I'd rather take a punch from Jake Paul than Mike Tyson.
Hey, speaking of Jake Paul, my man Eric Romoff in the comments said Jake Paul is Vince McMahon. Nah, Jake Paul wishes he was Vince McMahon. Let me tell you something. If Jake Paul was anyone in the WWE, he would be more of a hornswoggle.
Oh, shit. Hey, dog. Look, we got to move on to football, man. You out here. Yo, what hornswoggle do you deserve that?
Hornswoggle. I'm a hornswoggle. That's what he is. Hornswoggle. He is not a real hooper, is what I'm trying to say. He do not be outside. He is not Jake Paul is not a real hooper. He do not be outside. That is what I'm saying. What we going with next? Football. What so breaking down this week?
We're gonna jump to the AFC North this week, and we're gonna do the usual. Each team's record, your division champion, your biggest storylines, your breakout player, and your division MVP. Let's start with the records. You go first. I think we do worst to best in their division records.
Oh yeah, people. If you didn't know, we've been tracking down the countdown to the season for the last, what was it been 6 weeks now?
Something like that. It's been a while.
Yeah. So we've been doing a division a week. So we're really, really excited to be nearing the end with the season kicking off next week. So this week we're doing the AFC North, starting from the bottom at 5-12, finishing winless in their division. I have the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's be honest with people. I don't think there needs to be more said. 5-12. That's being generous here. Finishing third in their division with a 7-9 record overall. And a 3-3 divisional record, I have the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
Hey man, I think Pittsburgh's going to be really competitive in every football game that they're in. I just think that Baltimore and Cleveland are the two best teams in the division, and I think it's going, especially with a first place schedule like the Steelers are going to have, it's going to be tricky, and I think they're going to lose a few close games that they probably should have won. So I got them finishing third in division, 7-9, barely missing out on the playoffs. Finishing second in the division with a division record of 4-2 and an overall record of 10-7. I got the Cleveland Browns.
Okay.
And I have them finishing 8th overall in the AFC, so I have them barely missing out on the playoffs. But I think the Browns are going to be a good team. I think they're going to just lose a tiebreaker to the Chargers for that last spot in the AFC playoffs. And then that leaves no other than the Baltimore Ravens win the division at an 11-6 record overall, 5-1 division. I mean, let's be honest here. The Ravens are that team in the division. I think they're going to, be probably the best overall team in the division. So I like the Ravens this year. I believe in Lamar, and I think they're going to be right back where they normally are.
Before I get started, when I did the schedule, and I might have to redo it again before the season, I did not expect Jamar Chase to have the drops. So what I'm about to say and go through, just keep in mind that in my mind, Jamar Chase, and he still could be that dude because I wanted him in Philly. Just keep that in mind as we go through this. That's all I ask is your patience. So at the bottom of the division at 7-10 with a 2-4 record, I have the Steelers. I think Big Ben is washed. They have a first place. I think Big Ben is just cooked.
Yo, did you have to come out with such a strong adjective?
I think Big Ben
washed, yo. Washed, yo.
I think Ben is cooked. I'm sorry. I think he's done.
I think this motherfucker cooked like bacon. He was.
Okay, am I wrong? Do you think Ben is going to come out here and?
I think Ben's good for another 4,500 yard season.
Okay.
30 touchdowns, 11 interceptions.
Okay. I hope so. Then that's one I don't mind being wrong about. Third place, I had the Cincinnati Bengals, 11-6, but 1-5 in the division.
What fucking crack cocaine
are you? Offense is loaded. You got Joe Mixon, Higgins,
Burrow, audience. Are y'all hearing this? He has the Bengals being an 11-win team, but only winning one damn game in their division. One damn divisional game, but being an 11-win team.
AFC North is the second hardest division in the league for me.
Go ahead. I go ahead.
Second place, I have the Ravens at 11-6, 4-2 in the division. And stick that needle inside of me and inject me with this Brown type because I'm here. I got the Browns at 12-5, 5-1 in the division. I'm here. I'm ready. The Browns are loaded everywhere. They don't have a weak spot.
How do you have an 11-win Bengals team for one? How do you have an 11-win Bengals team with only one divisional win for two?
That's that last place schedule.
Okay. I'll give you that one. Well, you got man. Okay.
So I have the Browns winning the division. You have the Ravens winning the division. What's your biggest storyline?
Oh, my biggest storyline is going to be how the Browns are going to be a 10-win team who couldn't make the playoffs based off a tiebreaker. I think they're going to be a really good team. I just think they're going to lose a few games that they probably should have won.
That's fair. For me, it's Lamar Jackson. I know a lot of people who are out here just throwing dirt on Lamar's name like he's not a unanimous MVP. Like he don't deserve – this is his contract year, right? Like he need to get paid. Raven, Baltimore, stop playing. Pay that man. He's a unanimous MVP. He's been in the playoffs every year. He's been starting. He's won playoff games. Stop treating that man like a running back. He's a franchise quarterback.
Stop treating him like a what?
Like a running back. They treat him like Le'Veon, man. Like they better not franchise tag him either. Pay that man his money. Baltimore.
They should. I think Ozzie Newsome said they're gonna pay him.
He taking his time. You don't need to take your time out. Pay that man. What other unanimous MVP? What other MVP in the league got to wait to get paid?
We're gonna talk about him later.
Okay. Who's your breakout player?
In this division, it was. Excuse me. In this division, it's a little bit tough. But I'm gonna go with my breakout player being Deontay. I think it's Deontay Johnson, Steelers wide receiver.
Yes.
I think obviously he's pretty well known, but I think they're going to probably take off. I think he's probably going to have a takeoff year this year. So I'm saying he's going to really have a breakout year this year. So Deontay Johnson, Steelers wide receiver. I think he's going to take off this year.
I'm staying in Cleveland. Donovan Peoples-Jones, wide receiver. I think Juice and Odell demand a lot of coverage. I mean, a lot of attention. I think Donovan might be able to – it depends on the personnel grouping, but I don't know. I just have a good feeling about Donovan Peoples-Jones. He has a cool-ass name. Came from Michigan. I mean, Michigan has a somewhat decent record of professional wide receivers. I just like it.
I thought you meant like programs. I was like, man, they've been off for like the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, ever since a certain former quarterback came back to coach Michigan, ain't been nothing but the doormat of the Big Ten. Well, not the doormat. They've just been the doormat to Ohio State. The Ohio State, my bad.
Which okay, in their defense, everyone has.
Yeah, but Michigan, come on. Like, I don't think, has Harbaugh ever beat Michigan? I mean, has he ever beat Ohio State? That's a hell of a losing streak.
Tell him Urban barely lost as the damn head coach. So hey, Ryan Day barely is losing.
But it's like these games aren't that competitive, are they? Like, I remember the last Michigan-Ohio State game I watched, I was like, ooh, it's gotten so boring that Fox now puts it on at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Like, Michigan-Ohio State used to be prime time, bright lights, and now it's the 1 o'clock game. It's what you eat lunch to warm up. Sad, man. They down hard at Michigan. Who's your division MVP?
Oh, Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, co-MVPs, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. For me, it's Lamar Jackson and Myles Garrett.
Dude, my co-division MVPs might be this Browns defense because it might be knock your head off type defense if they,
Did you hear what Clowney said? He said, I can't wait to line up over guards now because they're like the most unathletic, unskilled person on the field.
Because who else do they have? They have Clowney. They got
Garrett. I know that the secondary is nice. They used to have Olivier Vernon, but he's no longer there. Let's see. Research, are you here? Kyle, are you in the chat?
Kyle,
can you let us know the Browns front four if you're in here? I don't think
Sheldon Richardson. I feel like Sheldon Richardson was on that team, but I might be wrong.
That's ringing a bell. Let's see. Here we go. Myles Garrett, Malik Jackson, Andrew Billings, and then Clowney's going to be your on the right side. Secondary, Denzel Ward, Greedy Williams, Ronnie Harrison, and John Johnson. Come on, dog. And the Bengals got a nice secondary too, man. I know you don't have much faith in the Bengals.
Bengals have been stinky for so long that you think eventually they got to turn out good at some point, right? That's how that's like legitimately how the NFL works.
Yeah, you can't be bad forever unless like even the Bills turned it around. So
yeah, no, like is that like a clear difference between the NBA and the NFL? Because like you can't be bad in the NFL for long. Like I mean, the Browns were terrible for a while,
and the Jets have been bad for a while.
But they're poorly. Some would say they're poorly ran management. I mean, they're poorly run organizations.
I feel like the most successful teams consistently have the best owners. Owners who don't meddle. Like you don't hear about Robert Kraft saying anything to Bill Belichick. You never hear the Rooney saying anything to Tomlin or anyone.
You probably do though.
I mean, but it doesn't get out into the public. Now think about the bad teams.
You say that, but I don't know. I kind of would like. I think it might be cool to have Jerry Jones on.
Yeah, you'll sell merch and you'll be on TV, but you'll never win anything.
The thing is, the Cowboys can only be terrible for so long. Even this year, we both know if they're healthy, that's the best team in the division.
But that's because the division is bad, not because they're good.
Hey, it's a division nonetheless.
That's fair. I'm not going to take a divisional crown away from them. They haven't had much to cheer for in the past couple of years.
The Eagles might win the division with 5 wins.
Hey, dog. Come on, dog. Don't do that. The NFC disrespect's going to stop. But we're going to move on. So we're going to split up our yearly awards. Tonight, we're going to do Coach of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, and our Super Bowl champion. So I'll go with you first. Who do you have as Coach of the Year?
Coach of the Year. I'm going to go with a long shot here. I'm going to go on a long shot here. Matt LaFleur.
Ooh.
For the Green Bay Packers.
Of course.
I think over his first 2 years, he's been 13-3. And I think this year we're gonna have a good enough year where he starts to kind of command the respect that he deserves as a head coach in this league, and finally deserves Coach of the Year honors.
I'm going to go with a sleeper pick. I'm going with Mike Vrabel down in Tennessee. That division is not going to be good. I think they're going to get a lot of victories, and I think they're going to be pretty easy victories. Not, I don't know if anyone's watching. Carson is down in Indianapolis doing Carson things. Deshaun's not playing in Houston, and Trevor Lawrence is still learning the ropes in Jacksonville. I think Mike Vrabel is going to be your Coach of the Year.
Is Carson back healthy yet?
Carson is out on the COVID list.
Defensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. That's a wrap for Carson. Defensive Player of the Year.
So I have 3 people. Aaron Donald's going to be my Defensive Player of the Year until someone takes that mantle from him. But his competition is going to be Myles Garrett and TJ Watt. But I'm going with Aaron Donald because he's Aaron Donald.
Stephon Gilmore.
Ooh, he's on the PUP list. That's a big one.
Stephon
He's
Gilmore,
going to miss the first 6 games.
Only because he is?
Yeah, the Patriots put him on the PUP list today. He's going to miss the first 6 games.
Okay, I'm going to change mine. I'm going to go Myles Garrett then. My brain is telling me it's going to be Aaron Donald again, but I want to throw a different name in there. So I like Myles Garrett from the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, it is absolutely okay to acknowledge Aaron Donald for the force that he is. I don't care how that sounds.
He would have won what, like 4 in a row? He should
have won it since he entered the league.
Yeah.
The only person who could have competed was probably Khalil Mack that first year in Chicago. He was murdering people.
It is wild because they had to have been drafted like a year or 2 apart.
Yeah.
And I remember Khalil Mack's first year, and everyone was like, "No, this dude's unstoppable." Especially when he wanted especially when he wanted that trade. No, when he was in Oakland, like them first couple of years in Oakland, everyone was like, "Nah, this dude's an animal." And then, that's when Aaron Donald was making a name for himself, coming on. But once Aaron Donald became known, he became known.
I feel so bad for like Geno Atkins and Fletcher Cox. Like, because Fletcher Cox is like, for the Eagles, is low-key the second best defensive tackle in the NFL, and no one cares. Because that's how big the gap is between him and Aaron Donald.
That dude Aaron Donald is a beast, man.
Yeah, like you got Fletch, Deron Payne, like Geno Atkins back in the day. Like, these dudes are world-class, potential Hall of Fame players, and it's like the gap between them and Aaron Donald is so massive we never talk about them.
Shout out to Aaron Donald, I guess.
Shout out to Aaron Donald.
Shout out to Aaron Donald.
Who you got winning the Super Bowl? This one's probably the easiest for all of us.
Come on. Green Bay Packers, baby.
Oh, God. That's right. I forgot.
Green Bay. Look. I got the Green Bay Packers winning the Super Bowl this year. I'm not even going to say who, because it don't matter who.
Okay. Talk your shit.
It don't matter who. We play Mahomes this year, regular season, so we're going to see that. So I don't want to hear that. It don't matter who. Josh Allen, what? It don't matter who.
Okay.
Damn it.
Keep going. This heat.
Nah, y'all going to play with me about my team? You ask me who the hell I think going to win the damn Super Bowl? The Green Bay Packers. It don't matter who the hell from the other side in the AFC going to get there. Because you know what? The real heat is in this NFC. So I'm letting these NFC teams know right now my squad coming with it this year.
Hey, call them out by name.
Brady
Don't be shy.
Call Brady and them. We're going to be ready for them.
All right.
We're going to be ready for them.
What about Russ in Seattle?
That's all I can say about that.
What about Seattle? You got something for them?
Brady and them. We got something for them.
All right. Oh, so everyone else is in them.
Yeah, Brady and them. We got something for them. Tell them. We got something for them. We got something for them.
For me, it's the Chiefs. They have Patrick Mahomes. They have Tyreek Hill. They have a healthy offensive line. They can score 50.
That's what we think. We said that last year.
Hey, but he was missing his 2 tackles and had turf toe.
Okay.
So you and I have some extras we want to talk about.
Oh man, people. So usually on the outro section, we just like to quickly chat through whatever random shit we didn't get through in the first couple of questions. But boy, we have a few things on the list here that we kind of want to ram through. So we can start with my man Cam Newton. Yo, bottle, pour out one for the real ones out here. Cam Newton was released earlier today by the New England Patriots. As y'all may have remembered from a few episodes ago, I was all in on Cam Newton. I believe Danny was too. We doubled the fuck down on our Cam Newton stance. And not only did we say he was going to be the breakout player of the AFC East, we said he was going to be division MVP, comeback player of the year potentially. As of right now, that doesn't look too likely to happen. Only thing I can say is, bless up, Cam. You're gonna be back sooner, quicker than ever.
Dang. I will say this: he posted a statement on Instagram, and that was the clearest hieroglyphic message he's ever left. I ain't have to read it. I didn't have to read it 4 times to figure out what he was saying.
Yo, do you think he has an extensive process for that? Never mind. But
I think he has his own exclusive font.
He might. He got to. All right, yo, this weekend, man, college football is fucking back. Go, you see the shirt right now for the people who's watching. Go Hokies this week.
Who y'all got this week?
We got UNC. So I'm gonna say it like this: I know UNC was a top 10 team. It don't matter. It don't matter. They come into Blacksburg, Virginia. We're gonna do what we're gonna do, and we're gonna do what we've been doing. Shout out to the Hokies this weekend, man. Hey, also, go Tigers. Clemson Tigers. Beat UGA. Handle your business, Dabo. Handle your business. LSU. Go Tigers. Go ahead. Handle business out there against Chip Kelly. I'm ready for that slander.
Oh, well, UCLA beat the brakes off Hawaii. I watched that game. And they were, huh?
Was it last week?
Yeah, that UCLA opened up in at home last week against Hawaii and beat the brakes off Hawaii. Chip Kelly back, baby.
Okay, we're gonna see.
Nah, I'm kidding. They beat the brakes off Chip. you said it's
LSU, right? Well, them LSU boys come to town. Yeah. You beat who down? Yeah, all right. Not when them 4 and 5 star athletes come knocking at your door.
Not the University of Hawaii.
Other universities out here that we should definitely talk about.
The Old Dominion University. We play at Wake Forest on Friday night. Go Monarchs.
Ooh, okay.
Beat Wake Forest and start the bid to be another ACC team. We in here.
I might be go Deeks. Go Deeks. Go Deeks.
Where you are? Why are you just doing that to
I'm not my other ACC teams. Go Deeks. Why not?
That's rude. Who does Bama play at 4? Is it Miami?
Miami. Nah, roll tide. Roll tide. Roll tide. Miami, blesses up to you. You better hope Michael Irvin walking through that deal.
Miami will not win anything as long as they're sponsored by Adidas. It can't happen.
Oh, man. Yo, that is a hilarious claim to fame. Miami will not win anything as long as they are sponsored by Adidas. Get back to your Nike roots.
Get back to the swoosh.
Oh, man. All right. Speaking of other universities.
I
can't even get him out. Yo, speaking of other universities, Bishop Sycamore.
Let's talk. Shout out to Bishop Sycamore, though, for scamming ESPN and their partner Paragon, who set up the whole matchup to get on national television. That is a finesse king move.
They had a matchup with IMG Academy, which is one of the renowned academies or schools in the nation, high schools in the nation for producing athletes. They had a match against Bishop Sycamore, which isn't a real school, filled with a bunch of grown-ass men who still think they got it.
Dog, can you imagine seeing them smoking cigarettes in the parking lot before the game and they come and get their ass kicked by some kids who can't drive home?
So, so people, so, so people, Bishop Sycamore was out here playing IMG, a school with plenty of 4 and 5 star recruits. Bishop Sycamore, a fake school with grown ass men past their prime, out here playing a school with 4 and 5 star athletes on ESPN.
So did you?
And then after the game, it came out that this school is fake.
So did you read that they actually played a game Friday night?
Yeah, they played a game Friday and a game
and
Friday.
Lost to more high schoolers.
Man, listen, Bishop Sycamore, I don't know how the hell you fooled the masses like that, but Uncle Sam and the government gonna be at y'all's door pretty soon because I'm pretty sure.
The coach has a warrant out for his arrest for fraud.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure y'all was scamming the masses. So we can't really do nothing but pray for all parties involved, and we'll be seeing y'all's court date pretty soon.
I ain't praying for shit. I'll pray that the cameras are there when they show up at his crib.
And what did Charles Barkley said? America, if you're gonna commit crimes, don't write checks. America. Listen, America. If you are going to scam the people with a fake school, do not go on ESPN.
It gets throttled by 50 plus.
If you go scam the masses, America, do not go on ESPN.
Yo, did you hear he told the people at ESPN that he had like 3 or 4 5-star recruits going to like Ohio State?
Ohio State are dead. Said who? Is there an outlet?
They said, who is that?
They was looking on the roster like, yo, I know we got a whole lot of recruits, but I don't remember them from Bishop Sycamore.
Hold on. A 36-year-old tore his ACL in the middle of the game.
Hey, man. Oh my goodness. Bishop Sycamore. I'll be seeing y'all. I'll be reading about y'all's court case coming up.
Oh my God. Like you imagine, like you a grown man, you gotta be about 2 high school kids in one weekend. That just mess up the whole year.
Dog, man. First off, how are you an old man trying to play 2 competitive 60-minute football games back to back? Pros don't even do that. What the fuck is you talking about?
You can't even play 3 games straight at the gym with a bunch of other 30-year-olds hooping.
Bishop Sycamore, I'll be waiting on y'all's court cases. And other news. Sunday night or Sunday morning, I should say, Kanye West released his 10th studio album, Donda. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Heat.
Really?
I've heard it clean. I've heard it explicit. I've heard heat. It takes a lot to kind of listen to it, digest it, because it's well over an hour-long album and some change. Takes a lot. But once you kind of digest it, really maybe get like 3 solid in, start picking out, maybe your top 3, and then you start to really listen to it with like, you kind of know what's coming. And you're like, nah, this is kind of some heat. Yo, this man on Holy Beats with a bunch of rappers, gangsters, I don't want to call them thugs. Rappers, say rappers. Street. He on a bunch of Holy Beats with street dudes talking about murking dudes in the holiest of ways. Meanwhile, Kanye just talking about his life and his family.
That's a very interesting contrast. I have a secret. I haven't gotten a chance to listen to it yet. 27 songs is a big ask. That's a lot of time.
I will say some of the longer songs don't even feel like they're long songs.
Okay.
What was it? Jesus Lord or whatever, the song with him, the Locks, Jay Electronica, that's an 11-minute song. It feels more like 6.
Did he take the baby off and replace him with Jay-Z? I saw that on Twitter.
He put both versions on there. So part 2 is with the baby, part 1 is with Jay-Z.
Okay.
Don't matter which versions you play, heat.
All right, I'm gonna listen to it.
I will say that part 2 is kind of the superior version. The baby was getting his shit off.
He was really going through something when he recorded that.
Oh yeah. In other news, Friday we are supposed to get the newest album from Drake, Certified Lover Boy. Do we actually think this is dropping on Friday?
No, but I'm very excited, and it's what's getting me through the week. I'm very looking forward. No one does an intro better than Drake, so I'm just ready for the first song, Certified Lover Boy.
Yeah. I also don't think we're getting it this week, but I do think we're going to get the explicit version of Kanye's album on Friday. I think there's a reason why there's no explicit version out. I don't think. I'll check again, but to my knowledge,
let me see. You have Apple Music, right?
Of course, that's what the real ones have.
Well, I have YouTube Music, so
no, they don't have an explicit version of it yet. I think Friday they're going to probably release the final explicit version. I think Drake's going to release his album in a week. But if we do get it on Friday, that'd be really cool.
I'm very excited.
I love Drake's music, so I'm looking forward to it. But I guess until then, I got this Kanye album, and boy, that thing's serving up some heat rock.
I have a super long weekend this weekend, so I am going to do my best to take my time.
As you should, King. As you should.
Well, actually, it's my.
I think the thing about that Kanye album for me, people were like, this ain't the college graduation, this ain't the late registration, yada yada. Kanye, what did Hov say? You want my old music? Buy my old album, son. That's where I'm at. Yo, we not getting college dropout. We not getting late registration. We not getting My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. He in a different place in his life. He a father now. He going through a divorce, I guess. Ish. Kinda. He got a new He got a new viewpoint on life. So he's not gonna be talking about the same stuff. And he obviously, if you have not been paying attention to the man, he's gotten a little bit closer with the Lord. So he's maybe. We had an interesting point because a lot of people saying, why is it so much gospel in this album? Like, this isn't the same dude whose first single wasn't Jesus Walks. But I digress.
That's fair.
I digress. Like, people pay attention to what they want to pay attention to.
That's fair. Uh-oh. Let's see. Rumors from a credible leaker said yes. Ye has a Drake and Adidas diss track with Andre 3 Stacks. Dog, get off this Adidas tip.
Needed immediately.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to hear it.
Look, the thing about it is, I don't know what Kanye be doing, but you can tell a Kanye produced album versus other people's albums, like. Not to say other people don't have like as good produced albums, but Kanye albums be sounding like sonically. I'd be like, how the hell you do this? How the hell you do this? I've never heard no one make this particular sound or take this and do it this way.
It's the sound. It's the sound of despair that comes from the walls of Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
Another thing I think could be taking that album to the explicit version of the album so long to drop is I think they could be taking some time to fully transition that album into spatial audio. I think that album, you may not know what that is. So for Apple, they introduced this new spatial audio feature, and it's basically like audio as surround sound. Like what you hear in a movie theater.
Yeah.
So something like that. And I think for a Kanye album, it might take a little longer for that. But that's just a far-reached theory. I think Kanye thinks Drake's dropping his album on Friday, so he's waiting to drop the explicit version on Friday. Let me tell you something, Kanye. I don't even need the explicit version. The clean version rides.
Okay, you've convinced me. I might listen to it tonight.
Would you stop?
Oh,
Stop.
just saying that is fire. Just agreeing with you, Dad.
That's all I got, man. That's all. He walking and barking now. He's not even looking at anything. That's all I got, man. That's what else you got for the people?
I got one more thing. I want to say happy birthday to my parents. Their birthday is this weekend. My old man is turning 70. Shout out to the old man. Huh?
70?
70. My old man's turning 70 this weekend. So,
yo, I like this comment from Kyle in the chat. He said, albums are like time capsules. Can't expect an artist not to change. I agree.
That's fair. I did this weekend, though. I did get caught in some old Outcast.
But think about it. It's old Outcast, but it was Outcast in that particular moment speaking about what they were going through or what they wanted to talk about in that particular time. And you was vibing with it.
It was great. I really enjoyed it. Ladies and gentlemen, that's episode 29. As always, the show is brought to you by goingfor2.com. Head over to Going4 for all your fantasy needs. I'm your host, Danny Ocean. D, let's say goodbye to the people.
People, make sure you follow Danny Ocean. My dad's 14. Make sure you follow your boy Los D Mix at Los D Mix, LOSDEEMIX. Hey man, you already know when you see this Nas fade, it can only be one brother, the good brother. Hey.
Appreciate y'all.
Make me new again.
Peace.